Welcome back, everyone. It's a tier 10 game on Erlenberg. I'm in my T110E5. Really excellent match to show you here. Mind you, there is a distinct element of luck involved, but there almost always is in all the tanks. Now, T110E5, I've heard described as the Swiss Army knife of heavy tanks, particularly at tier 10. It excels in nothing in particular. Excellent frontal armor overall, though it does have a couple of big soft spots in it if you know where they are. No flank or rear armor worth noticing. Kind of easy to spot, unfortunately, for fast-moving bat chats. Does, however, have this excellent M58 120mm gun, which is a fairly fast-firing, with excellent penetration and decent damage at 400 alpha. Now that bat chat's going to be a problem. I can already see what he's trying to do. Him and C-54 have rushed forward to gain aggressive positions to try and put our team on the defensive over here. And, well, there's not much we can do about it, except for line up and prepare to try and fight them. And this is a decent position because it is fairly well protected from artillery. But enemies can get very, very close without us seeing them, which can be really dangerous. The T110E5 is not a close-range brawler. It likes medium-range engagements against most targets. But, as noted, it is not a specialist. It is sort of a generalist capable of roles in many points. See, this E57 is getting wrecked, and I move into place to try and help block for him. It's not completely successful, but at least get a shot into the bat chat. Then I take up the front roll. Put a big hit into the tier 9 heavy tank that was showing me his side. Most other heavy tanks would not only get that shot off, they just don't have the reload time for it. Now I am being the front man, backed up by a Waffle and a T30 and a T57. This poor VK, the gun is accurate enough, this poor VK. Every time he shows me his cupola, I'm just here like, let me just put this in your cupola, Mr. VK. Woof! He's already been reduced to, about a quarter of his starting hit points through continuous fire. I don't want to get too aggressive. I don't want to show my side to enemy tanks that might be to my right, and I definitely don't want to show my side to that bat chat. The Waffle goes down quickly to a massive shot from an E100. I put another shot into the VK. He's now on his last shot. 2-7 sees an opportunity, rolls forward, and ends up shooting the E100. I also go shot the E100 and end up missing. The gun's accurate, but not always as accurate as I'd like. Now this guy's going to improve. Yeah.
I can hardly see anything.
That VK knows to shoot. He just shot my commander's face off. Whoop! Bat chat. Suddenly much more interested. There we go. And making sure that that particular threat goes away. And he dissolves in a rain of shells.
Back up. Visibility increased.
Put a round into the E100. Once again, very few other heavy tanks could have pulled that off. Uh-oh. Waffle. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Make sure I get a good shot into that particularly dangerous target. Fortunately, he finishes off the T30 backing up. It's now just me and that badly damaged T57. Managed to finish off the VK-42B, but he gets in one more good hit on my commander's hatch. Running low on armor-piercing shells because this is my Clan Wars tank, so I tend to run a little heavy on heat. And I'm thinking, well, this match is going to get really expensive if this keeps up. On the other hand, now, if it's certainly expensive, well, let's just not worry about it. Heat rounds for E100s. Sounds good. Oof. Take a bit of a hit. An HE shell to the face from the E100. Uh-oh. Waffle must protect self. Fortunately, he backs off without coming up for me. I'm able to put another round into the E100. Duck away before his gun can come to bear. Put another shot in his face, bring him to a one-shot status. 57 thinks he's an opportunity, ends up getting blown up by the E100. I come out and go, alright, I got 2 shots. First one hits his mantlet. A little worried about that Waffle, but I know if I don't kill his E100 before he reloads, he could do me a lot of harm, so I chase him around the corner and manage to finish him off. Oof, Waffen Traeger comes in, gets a good shot. I go into zigzag mode to try and make myself as hard to hit as possible, and he backs away upon seeing an Object 268 that's shown up to back me up. I end up derping one of my heat shells on the ground while shooting desperately for covering myself. But that's okay. I already decided this battle was going to be expensive. My team is actually up 8-5, and I've got 2 kills. 700 health left, feeling a little fragile. I'm very worried about that E5. So I decide, I'm sorry, that E1, that Waffenträgers. But then I decide to shoot at this E5 instead, forgetting that I've loaded high explosive rounds, and I do only marginal damage to him. Still, he keeps turning his turret away from me, so I keep thinking maybe I can get a shot at the side of his turret, but nope, he shows me the front of his turret again. And of course, he's actually shooting regular rounds, so I end up taking a fair amount of damage from him, while only doing minimal in return. Figuring out what I'm doing wrong, I reload heat. Then go back in for another look, because I can see he's being swarmed by hundreds, but oh wait! There's that Waffenträger. Well, now I wish I had the HE round loaded, but I guess we'll just have to make do with heat. Yeah, shooting from right there.
Enemy armor is hit.
Put a good hit to him. Ooh, potential kill shot on E5. I'll take that, thank you.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
And now the Waffle's down to a 1-shot. Oof, bounce a shot from a Jaegeru. God, I love this thing. Boom, no more Waffle.
Armor is destroyed.
Awesome. Up to 4 kills. Feeling confident. There's only one tier, well, there's only one tier actual tank on the team. Most of our tier 10s have survived this far. Come out here looking for a target, Thinking about going after that Jagdpan 3100, but oh crap, M46.
We're done for. Everyone get out.
Aw, I was having fun. Everything was dying when I shot at it. Oh well, it's alright. I can see that we got mediums and light tanks moving around behind the enemy team. We got a big swarm of TDs and another medium here. These guys are toast. Yep, there goes the M46. He took me down and moments later was just ripped apart by friendlies. The Jagdpit E100 follows a moment later, and now they just have to go dig out a T92 and a Jagdtiger. And there's the Jagdtiger on half health. You can see it's been a pretty hard fight. Almost every tank has suffered some pretty severe damage. The T95 puts the Jagdtiger out of his misery. Now it's just the hunt for the last artillery. The team goes, there's a T92 in the corner, go and kill it. So we'll follow T54 Lightweight in as he goes charging in to find and slaughter an unfortunate T92 who's just run out of friends. The T95 is telling him where he is, because, well, for some odd reason everyone shoots it. All the artilleries like to shoot T95s, probably because it's really hard to miss the big, slow target. It's a lot of fast tanks coming, bad chat. Lightweight, Rail T54, Centurion, Patton, 268. It's like, oh, the only thing that's slow here is the T95. Ah, they found the RD. And a moment later, he's just in a pile of wreckage. We hope you enjoyed watching that game. Let's have a quick look at the post-game stats. So here's the stats for the game you just saw with the T110E5. First class mastery, which tells me about how good this tank is, with a spotter medal, fighter, duelist, and fire effect. Duelist I think is particularly appropriate for the T110E5. It's probably one of the best, I think, one-on-one tanks because, as I said, it's a tank that has no particularly strong rolls. The armor is good from the front. It's not nearly as strong as some of the Russian or German tanks. The gun is excellent, though it doesn't have the same alpha as some of the other ones. But in a one-on-one, I feel a T110E5 can take on any tank in the game and stand a reasonable chance to success. Simply by knowing what the other tank's weaknesses are and picking on them, while covering its own major weaknesses as quickly as best it can. Got a high caliber medal, and there's a good reason for that one because we move to the next screen here. You will see that I scored 5,268 damage for 1,118 base experience. That's just enough for a first-class master badge. Think about what sort of games people are getting to get straight up like ace tanker badges in this thing. It's pretty crazy monstrous. Other tanks, of course, you saw backing me up. The T-57 Heavy there got himself almost 3,000 damage before being taken out by the E-100. T-30 only got himself a couple of damaging hits in, it looks like, before he was taken out by the E-100. Unfortunately, Waffenträger of Panzerführer, I think he just wrong place, wrong time, boom. I think we also had that T-95 behind us as well. I think he's the main reason I didn't get outflanked, and he managed to pull himself another 2,000 damage. Meanwhile, it's pretty clear the M48 Patton and the Bat Chat were the guys running the show on the other flank, where I think the enemy just... maybe you can go back and look, but I think they just did not have many defenders, because most of these tanks ended up being the ones who I fought on my flank. And actually, it doesn't look like looks like the fact that I think some of them held back when maybe they should have been off fighting, and that cost their team the game. I can't really say I saw any serious errors in anyone's play. So on to the last screen, just so you can see where it is. 23 shots fired, 18 hits, 16 penetrations. That X gun I was talking about for 5,268 damage. Took 8 hits, of which 5 penetrated, ultimately destroying my tank. 3 bounced off. I also took 1 splash damage hit. I think that was an HE round in there from an E100. 1,540 damage blocked by armor. Also managed to get 1,267 either tracking and or spotting damage. Only 1.5 kilometers because, well, you saw. Drove up to castle, sat there, shot, and just kept shooting and shooting and shooting until finally we had cleared most of the enemy, a large chunk of the enemy team away before we could actually start advancing. Got 78,934 credits for that game. Had I survived it, I might have gotten a profit. As it is, I walked away with a very marginal loss of 115 credits. Oh, woe is me. Whatever shall I do? And finally, of course, premium account. That was my first victory for that particular day. Got myself a very satisfying reward, because I also completed a mission to get me that reward over again. So it ended up being like a ×3, which is how I got 5,031 experience with 164 free experience for my tanks. I hope you all enjoyed watching that match. Good game and good night.